This past week, something very strange happened. I killed a monkey, and then an angry monkey, and then two very angry monkeys, and it felt good. But it also felt sad. I used to be scared of monkeys, and now I think I have to give up the switch axe. Welcome back, classy crew, to another journal in my journey to complete Sunbreak. Now, I'm not completing all the achievements, just completing all of the quests. Whew, I would never go for all the achievements. Or would I? This past week, I definitely wouldn't. Please don't hold me accountable to that. I am accountable to doing all the quests, and I have to say, it is getting a little daunting. I keep looking at all of the backlog of quests I have to do, and it is so much. And this past week, with what just happened this past week. So I fought Furious Rajang, and it was a fun fight. The monkey kept me on my toes, and I don't think I carded unless the editor shows me carding, then I guess I did. But this used to be the icon of fear for me. Furious Rajang was the most terrifying thing in Monster Hunter World to me. All the other monsters that were powerful, Fatalis, Arc-Tempered Velkhana, they were more there as icons that I needed to earn respect. Furious Rajang, he came at me in my nightmares. I could be having my lunch and he would just come into my mind and now I don't know if it's because of Rise and the fact that the monkey's a little softer, or if it's because I've gotten good. I want to believe it's because I've gotten so good with the switch axe that I can fight the monkey pretty easily. Even when there's two of them in the arena, it was fairly easy. It was a challenge, don't get me wrong, it was a challenge, but I wasn't really scared at any moment. And it kind of disappointed me because this used to mean so much to me. I was actually fearing the Furious Rajang fight before this week, and when I did, I said, oh, that's it? I'm good enough to overcome this challenge that easily? And so yeah, now I'm just questioning myself because I'm like, what else is there? What other challenges await me? As long as I hold on to the switch axe, it feels like I can take on anything. And I have hundreds of quests left. Am I just going to go and, have to sink some time and go through everything? Now, I hear a lot of people say the true end game, when the end game starts to get monotonous, and it's not feeling monotonous, it's just feeling easy. People say it's time to learn a new weapon. And now that thought scares me. The thought of having to give up my switch axe to restart as a noob in a new weapon scares me. And I'm like, maybe that's what I need to do, because this entire journey, all of you who have been following me for a year and a half on this crazy thing, it's always been about overcoming things that are uncomfortable. And frick, this whole thing could be a life lesson. But anyways, my whole gameplay in Monster Hunter, and even my Soulsborne stuff, it's all been about putting myself in an uncomfortable position and overcoming it. And I really thought that pledging all the quests would do that. And to some degree it is, because now I've pretty much finished most of the challenges of the game, but now I have to go through another 100 or so quests to finish it. And now I have to find a new way to make that challenging. And so I'm not going to pledge it, but I will commit to because now we're starting to introduce some grind streams and my Thursday streams. On my Thursday streams, unless I'm dealing with a new endgame challenge, like let's say those high rank 7 stars or new title updates, I will not use my switch axe to take on the master rank star 1, 2, 3, 4, all that, and even the lower high rank stuff, except for the end game high rank stuff, if that makes sense. I will put my switch axe aside and I will pick up another weapon and learn how to get good with another weapon. As for Furious Rajang, I don't even have much to say about it. I fought him and I had a good time. And the only really thing that I learned is positioning to get a little bit better. So I don't know how this is going to sound, but Furious Rajang has some spankable cheeks. You look at those cheeks, and I'm not talking about these cheeks, I'm talking about his back cheeks. Those things are prime for invasion sensation. I just want to be behind that monkey and I just want to be slapping that with some switch axe. And I know that might sound dirty, but come on. With a monkey that mad, it feels so satisfying to hit him on the bottom and then to shove your sword in there. And the zero-sum discharge, fantastic. But I learned, people were saying, why aren't you hitting him in the face? I was like, that's where all the anger comes out of. I don't want to be in his face. But I learned that it does do more damage. And if I want to up my game, I need to hit him in the face more. So I have abandoned the cheeks to be in his face And it's a lot scarier because, man, you got to find that opening. And there's one where he kind of breaks the ground three-way. And if you are close enough to him, you're safe. And that way you can bash him in the face. So thank you for chat for pushing me out of my comfort zone to go and hit him in the face. I got a lot more hit, and I had to change my whole way of how to read him and find the openings to be in his face to smack him. So that was actually felt good. I really enjoyed that I found a more optimal way to fight Furious Zhang. Now, am I optimal? And I did some event quest cleanup. So the one for this past week was a crab event that gives you a lot of goodies. That was just fun. I just enjoy slapping a crab now. And I got paid a bunch of money for it. And then there was the Gold Rathian and Silver Rathalos quest, which I thought was the two at the same time. And it is, but it only starts with Gold Rathian, which is good because then you get to play with the Gold Rathian, weaken her before the Silver Rathalos shows up. That was a fun quest too. I can't get enough of this Gold Rathian. This was my second time fighting in this game. I just really love fighting it. The moves around it, the way that I move with Switch Axe, fighting it with anything besides the Switch Axe is going to be horrendous until I learn how to get good. I also did my first Fugen quest. It was as an ogre and a Magala that we had to fight. He didn't really stand out to me as much. For some reason, the ladies that we do quests with seem to be more fun than the dudes. I don't know if it's different if you play as a female hunter than a male hunter, like if they treat you differently. Actually, let me know if they do. But as a male hunter, the male companions are either very quiet or they just kind of like cheer you on. I feel the girls are just more interesting. They have more interesting dialogue, or maybe it's because I'm just creating more stories and stuff in my own head about being with them. I've just been cleaning stuff up. So I did another event quest, which was an old high rank one. It was the Okami themed one. So I've unlocked that skin for my Palamute. And now that I've actually completed Okami, that's a game that I did in my 12 Days of Heiji last year. And I've completed the game since off screen. And it was so nostalgic to now play it in Monster Hunter Rise. I think I played it, back when it first came out, the event quest, but now to play it with the context of Okami and the fact that I'm picking up like these goddess portraits, I'm like, oh, now I get it. And the music that's playing, like it's that rush music when you have to go save someone in the game. Like I understand the reference now. It just felt so good to have that in Monster Hunter Rise. So it feels really good. And then finally, I had to try another afflicted monster, just like from my quest log. So I went after my boy Tetranodon, one of my favorite monsters. And I was so happy to see him a little bit harder as an afflicted monster, because after pretty much the once you get past that early game, you don't really get to fight Tetranodon again too much because he's an early game monster and you outplay him pretty quick. But now that he's afflicted and I can fight him again in endgame, I love this. I just love this boy. He is furious, he is chunky, he's fun to fight. And I will always remember him as the first monster that carded me in Monster Hunter Rise. So those are my special memories with him. So that's where I'm at. In terms of next challenges, I have to get my master rank up to 70 now, so it's a bit of a grind. There is really no challenge waiting for me, except for, I don't think there's anything really challenging left for me to do. The high rank endgame event quests. Oh my goodness, those things are waiting for me. I will take those on with a Switch Axe. So before I abandon the Switch Axe, let me put on my high rank gear and all that, and I think it's time that I go back and find out what all these emergency quests are all about that were apparently quite difficult for people when they were trying it a while back. So we're going to step out of Sunbreak next week, and I'm going to go see what the true end game of Monster Hunter Rise was all about. So wish me luck as I take on those challenges, and I will see you on the next journal. And if you haven't, be sure to see my last journal of where I talk about, well, whatever I talked about here. And I will see you there. Until next time, keep it classy.